sit and watch it burn. I want to sit, I want to sit. Now I spit on the flame.
SCARFACE, one of the most influential movies ever. Able to influence not only other movies, but able to influence people. This movie can make the softest man forget that he has two loving parents and that his real name is Clarence and turn into a gangster. This movie made me. Listen, let me describe to you the type of person I am. I grew up watching anime and SpongeBob, but when I saw this movie for the first time, it turned me to a goofy goober to a gangster for about a week. Not even gonna lie to you. But this movie has always been on in the background of my life. I remember visiting my grandpa, and I was just playing with WWE action figures, Triple H and John Cena. I was straight giving that nigga Triple H an attitude adjustment until I heard, "Say hello to my little friend." And then I heard gunshots, followed by more badass dialogue. I take all you to fucking hell with me. I didn't know, but I felt something. I felt something like Aaron felt when he saw the future for the first time. But I felt the future. I felt the future in that moment. Because 10 years later, I would be hanging out in my hood. My hood is semi-dangerous. Like, we average probably one drive-by every 5 years. It's not too dangerous. So we sitting up there, some niggas bumping some new Future at the time. Tony Montana. And I'm like, who's Tony Montana? Is that like Hannah Montana's brother? Nigga was like, man, if you don't get this bitch ass square ass nigga, man, you ain't seen Scarface? I'm like, nah. But them niggas was so shocked. Them niggas was so shocked that they went into their house. Hold on, I'll be right back. He went into his house, got a DVD of Scarface, and gave it to me. Some of y'all young niggas gonna call me Unc just cause I know what a DVD is. I hope none of y'all get to be old. And I'm not an uncle. I'm your daddy. But anyway, this nigga hands me a DVD and said, "Hey, nigga, if you don't give this back, I'm gonna beat your ass. I promise, get this shit back as soon as you watch it. Cause it's one of the best movies ever." I'm like, damn, evil niggas. Evil niggas doing nice things just so I can see this movie. These weren't no upstanding gentlemen. These niggas smoked swishers without weed and Black and Miles. These were some dangerous individuals, but they still did me this nice solid. I watched this movie and I realized they weren't trying to do me a solid at all. They were trying to turn me into one of them, because after this movie, a black boy turned into a Cuban crime lord within a span of a movie. After I saw this, I wanted the world. I wanted to be Scarface, but I didn't know how to get there. So what I decided to do, I said, I got to get some money by any means necessary. I know that there's drug addicts in my area, and I know there's money to be made. So what I do, I get a bag, fill it up with some flour, and I said, yeah, time to make the sales. Keep in mind, I was watching SpongeBob and anime before this. I did not know how much to sell this for. I didn't know what it smelled like. I didn't know where to get it from. I didn't know anything about Coke except for the soda. That's the only thing I knew. But what I did know is that I was Scarface and the world was mine. So what I do, I snuck out the house because, listen, every time I would try to go outside and do some gangster activities, my mom would say, hell no, stay in here, clean the dishes, and then I'll let you watch TV and play your game. How about that? But this time I wasn't accepting it. I snuck out the house, and then I went to a woman's house. She was 30 with no teeth. That's how I knew she was on drugs. I didn't have to know much about drugs, but I knew a drug addict when I saw one. So I knocked on the door. She opened the door. I said, I got the yayo, $1,000. She said, I ain't got 1,000 pennies. How am I supposed to get that? I'm like, fuck, I take TV. I take TV. Then she like, well, what is that? I don't even like Coke. I'm a crackhead. I like crack. And then I was like, what the difference? What the difference? She like, man, let me see that. Let me see that. She literally dialed in a centimeter, moved her neck up, and she was able to tell that that wasn't Coke, that was flour. See, listen, I didn't think drug addicts were the smartest people. That's why I tried to scam them. But at the same time, I should have known that drug addicts would be knowledgeable more than you on drugs. So she looked at me and said, nigga, that's flour. Then I was like, will you suck me for it? Then she slammed the door in my face. Damn. And then I realized maybe I shouldn't be out here trying to scam without a weapon. So I went back in my house, got a big ass kitchen knife, and then my mom rolled up on me. She told me, if I catch you sneaking outside this house, I'm gonna whoop your ass. So, you know, I made a smart decision. I said, that's my first day of gangsterism done. But that wasn't the first gangster thing I did. The first gangster thing I did was actually decide not to give that nigga his DVD back. I said, this movie's too good. I'm keeping it. So the next day, we was at school. My little sister with her friends waiting for the bus. Little boy. My sister's like 2 grades younger than me. She talking to this little boy. I'm looking like, man, what? You too young to have, what, like, nigga, you're 11. You talking to boys? So I rolled up on these niggas and I said, hey, she not for you. She not for you, man. Then he looking at me like, what? I just wanted to help with the homework assignment. I didn't get it done. I don't give a fuck. If I catch you talking to my sister again, I'll beat your fucking monkey ass all the way to school. That's what I told that nigga. And then when I get to school, the nigga that I stole the DVD from, he said, hey, you watch it? I said, yeah, I watch it. Like, he like, all right, when you gonna give it back? Fuck you. I don't give it back, man. It's my movie. This nigga looking at me like, what? All right, bet. I'll see you when we get back to the apartment complex. So all through school, I'm just walking around with my nuts hanging. I'm like, yeah, I'm a real gangster. We get the first period. They talking about stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I sit in my seat and don't say a motherfucking thing. The teacher like, what's going on with you, Mr. Sutter? I'm like, I don't do this stuff for no fucking communist country. Fuck you, man. He sent me to the principal's office. And the United States isn't even a communist country. I was sitting up here saying this shit because of Scarface, bro. Like, it really influenced and made me act up and say shit without even knowing what the fuck I'm talking. I didn't know what a communist was at the time. I promise you I didn't. I'm sitting up here at the principal's office, and then the principal telling my mom that I cussed out a teacher. She can't come pick me up because she at work. They telling me I'm suspended for 1 day. And keep in mind, I was a good boy. Like, I didn't get suspended like that. I got suspended sometimes, but not like that. So my mom was pissed off. And so what I decided to do, I decided skip the bus, walk home. When I get to the apartment complex, there's some niggas there. The niggas that I stole the DVD from. They say, hey, what's up with it? I say, what's up with it? I put my book bag down, and then I pulled a knife out of my backpack. I'm like, yeah, what up? I got that iron on me. Them niggas flashed a gun. 13-year-old niggas flashing gun at other 13-year-old niggas and said, what you trying to do? I said, I'm trying to get the movie back and then give it back to you because I don't want that. I'm sitting here thinking at the same time I'm saying this of how Scarface ended, of how Scarface got riddled with bullets and died. I said, you know what? I don't want that for myself. I think I'm going to just give y'all the DVD back. So I gave them the DVD back, and yeah, that was that. I decided, you know what? Maybe I'm not as gangster as I thought. Maybe I'm the other nigga who liked the girls. Or maybe I shouldn't just be basing my whole personality off a movie. Maybe that's fucking stupid. Maybe you should take the lessons from the movie about how Scarface grinded to the top, didn't take shit. Maybe you should implement little traits of his personality instead of adopting the whole personality. But it was too late. By the time my mom had came home and I was suspended, she had got a belt. And see, my mom was evil as fuck because she got a big ass leather belt with her name on that bitch, Aquila. She said, "Take your pants off. I want nothing but drawers." She whooped my ass so bad that I still have an Aquila on my thigh right now. You damn right I did. Trying to be Scarface, now you scar ass. But yeah, that's me trying to play gangster because of Scarface, and it didn't work out. It didn't work out in the movie, and it work out in real life. So if you watching Scarface, do not try to live like that because you're not living like that. But until next time, I'll see y'all later, love you. Peace.